Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Uh, so last week, where had we reached? We had reached this family of straight lines, right? Last thing that we
Yeah.
did. This thing we did no. L1 plus lambda L2 is equal to 0 is a family of infinite straight lines passing through the point of intersection of L1 and L2. The point P, which is L1 intersection L2. We discussed this. What was the last thing that we had done?
Yeah, this was the last thing we did.
Okay, so we have done bisectors, we have done special points, and family of straight lines we have done. And okay, forms of straight line equation, parallel lines, perpendicular lines, distance between points and straight lines. All of this we have done, right? Okay,
Yeah,
so okay, so very little stuff is left. Uh, let's so some 2 3 things are there. Foot of the perpendicular is there. So family of straight lines, I hope everyone understands. Suppose there is a line L1 is equal to 0 and another line L2 is equal to 0, right? There will be a point of intersection of L1 and L2, right?
yeah,
Now through L1 and L2, through P point, there can be infinite lines.
right,
Through P point, there can be infinite lines. All of those lines can be denoted by the equation L1 plus lambda L2. Lambda is a constant. Lambda is a constant. Because of the lambda, the slope keeps changing, right? If you change the lambda, the slope becomes different. And it is clear that because L1 is equal to 0 for point P and L2 is equal to 0 for P, the equation will always be satisfied by P,
correct,
right? So this whatever this is a straight line. This will always pass through P. Passes through P, and it is a variable straight line because lambda, the variable, is giving different values of slope and all, right?
hmm.
Yes.
So this is family of lines. We'll see applications when we do questions. Before that though, one thing we want to do is foot of the perpendicular. Foot of the perpendicular from a point to a straight line, and related thing is image of a point in a straight line. So suppose you have a line, there is a point P x1 comma y1. The line is ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Now, if you drop a perpendicular, this is perpendicular on a point Q, right? You can try to find this Q. This is the first part. This is called the foot of the perpendicular from point P to the line L, right?
Hmm.
Location of Q. And you can also try to find R. R is the reflection. R is the reflection of P in the line L. So basically it should be perpendicular bisector types, no? Like this should be equal to this, right? Basically think of the line L as a mirror, right? If line L is a mirror, then R is the reflection of point P in line L, right? So you have to find R also. that is the second thing. What is the image of point P? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
some issue with the net. 1 second. So what I was saying was, line L, ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. From point P, you want to drop a perpendicular to Q, and reflection also you have to find R. You have to find location of P and Q and R. So how would you go about doing it? You just have to form equations and solve. Okay. So if you think about it, Q point has to lie on this line, no?
Yeah.
So therefore, one equation is obvious: ax2 plus by2 plus c is equal to 0, right? And the second
Correct.
thing is slope of this line is going to be, and slope of this line, they are perpendicular. So m1, m2 is -1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The slope of this is minus a by b multiplied by slope of this is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 is equal to -1. So you have another equation. So y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 is equal to b by a. This is the second equation. Now x1, y1 is a known point. So y2 and x2 are the only two variables, and there are two equations, right?
Right.
So you can solve this and you will get the answer, right?
Mm.
Correct. Now,
Correct.
here, when you solve this, you will get an answer, but there is a fast way to get the answer. The fast way is this: x2 minus x1 by a is equal to y2 minus y1 by b is equal to minus ax1 plus by1 plus c by a square plus b square. This is the equation. So this gives us image of a point. This x2 y2 will be obtained from this relationship. See that this is the same thing: x2 minus x1 by b, y2 minus y1 by a, x2 minus x1
Yeah.
by a, and y2 minus y1 by b, right? That is anyway correct. This is the second equation only. The only point is this part you can remember. You should remember this formula. So because this formula comes in handy a lot.
This formula is for the image.
This formula is for
Okay.
the image. So 1 second. Correct. So foot of the perpendicular from a point to a line, right, will be this. So from which point? From this point, right? Correct. And
Correct.
the answer will be x2 and y2, right, which is the unknown. Correct. So basically x2 and y2 will be the answer. So x2 will be equal to x1 minus a by a square plus b square, ax1 plus by1 plus c, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Correct.
You can sort of think about it in one way. You can think of this as length of the perpendicular was what? Length of the perpendicular was ax1 plus by1 plus c by root over a square plus b square, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And x2 is another point on this line, right? Correct.
Correct.
So from x1 parametric form, x2 should be equal to x1 plus r cos theta, right? And y2 should be equal to y1 plus r sine theta, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that theta should be, the tan theta should be slope of this line, right? So that tan theta slope of this line should be equal to b by a, right?
Yeah.
Because minus a by b is slope of this line, right?
Correct.
So tan theta is b by a, and r is this value, no? Perpendicular's length,
Yeah.
right? And tan theta is b by a, and I need cos theta, right? If I need cos theta, it will be a by root a square plus b square, and sine theta will be b by root a square plus b square.
Correct.
Correct? So now if you look at it, now see this formula, it works out, no? Now this formula, see, now it makes sense. X1 minus because you are going down, right? So minus r is ax1 plus by1 plus c by root a square plus b square into cos theta is a by, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
That becomes this formula only, no? See,
Correct. Oh yeah.
so basically you are remembering this, you should remember this anyway, but you know how it comes.
Yeah.
Or you could just solve this equation and get x2 and x1 and find it, but that is too much effort. You should just remember the formula. Okay, you understand
Yeah.
how we are solving it, no? There are multiple
Yeah.
ways to do it. You are setting up two equations, two unknowns, you can solve it. Or you can just remember this result, or you can think of it like x2 minus r cos theta, x1 minus r cos theta should be x2, y1 minus r sin theta should be y2. Slope of this line tan theta is b by a, so cos theta sin theta are these, and r is the length of the perpendicular, which is a formula, right?
Correct.
So basically any point, there's a, suppose alpha beta here, you want to find out this point q, x comma y, perpendicular on this line is ax plus by plus c, right? What do I have to do? I will take whatever I need to find, that comes like this, x, and from where x minus alpha by a is equal to y minus beta by b is equal to minus a, put this point in this line, plus b beta plus c by a square plus b square. So this will give you the x and y. X will be a times that. Now if you think of that, x is basically alpha minus a by a square plus b square root into a alpha plus b beta plus c by root a square plus b square, right? It's clearly in the form of, this is the cos theta and this is the r, right?
Right.
Correct, from alpha, right?
Hmm.
And similarly you can get y also.
Correct.
Now the other formula for image, again the equations are absolutely similar in the sense that suppose I have to find this point x3 y3, right? Correct. So if I have to find this point, I will say that midpoint of this and this lies on the line, right?
Correct.
Alpha plus x3 by 2 into a plus b beta plus y3 by 2 plus c is equal to 0. This is the line equation. This is one relation.
Yeah.
And the other relation is the same relation, y3 minus beta by x3 minus alpha should be equal to multiplied by minus b by a, minus a by b should be 1. So this is equal to b by a.
-1. Yeah. Okay.
Again the same m1 m2 is -1 condition.
Yeah.
So again you can find x3 y3 by solving these two equations, by saying midpoint of these two should lie on the line and the slopes are -1 of each other, -1 by m2. Or you can just write the answer. You can just write the answer directly. So if this point is needed, I will write x3, same method. Is equal to, but this time the distance is double, no? You have to go double the distance, no? Down.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So it is -2 a alpha plus b beta plus c by a square plus b square. This is the formula which will give image of a point.
-2. Yeah, correct.
-2 because you have to go 2 times the perpendicular distance, no?
Yes, sir. Got it.
You write from here to this, right? This distance is 2r. right?
Yeah.
So basically the two formulas are very related, and you should remember the final result only. So if I have alpha beta here, ax plus by plus c here, image point and foot of the perpendicular will be very related. Image formula will be x minus alpha by foot of the perpendicular will be like this, minus and image will be same thing with 2. This will give you image and this will give you foot of the perpendicular, right? Remember these results, write down these results are going to be crucial. Like you will not do it all the time, you will not be doing the derivation, right? So this will be useful. Then theoretically, let me just check what is left. By sectors we have done, family of lines we have done. Okay, concurrency of straight lines and area of triangle, this thing we should do. So area of a triangle, right? Suppose this is a triangle, this is x1 comma y1, x2 comma y2 and x3 comma y3, right? Now you want to find out area of the triangle. Okay, formed by these three. So there are multiple ways to do it. Obviously there is a way to derive it properly, right? There's a way to derive it in the sense that form this line equation, right? And drop a perpendicular on it, right?
Yeah.
You need to do half base into height, right?
Yeah.
So base can be easily calculated, right?
Correct.
And you have to, once you find the base, you just have to find height. You have to drop a perpendicular from this point to this line, right? So form the line equation. Line equation will be y minus y3 is equal to y2 minus y3 by x2 minus x3 into x minus x3. This is the 2-point form. Once you form the line equation, drop a perpendicular from x1 y1 on this line, right?
Yeah.
That's the height, right? Height is
Correct.
generally obtained dropping a perpendicular. You just have to put the point in the line and do this.
Yes.
Correct.
So this will give you height, and then you can do half base into height. But generally, there's a faster way. Okay, there's a faster way, which is half of. Faster way is this. Write all the coordinates like this.
Yeah.
Write the 3 coordinates and repeat the first coordinate. Okay.
Yeah.
And there is a mod here, and this thing we have to evaluate. What is this thing? This is like a shoelace. This is called the shoelace formula. Multiply this, multiply this, multiply this, and add. Basically, what are you adding? x1 y2 plus x2 y3 plus x3 y1, right? And then subtract this. Okay. So x2 y1 minus x3 y2 minus x1 y3. This is like a shoelace, right? So write all the 3, all the vertices one by one, and then repeat the first vertex once more and do this shoelace thing, right? And add all of these and subtract all of these, right?
Correct.
Once you get this value you should take a mod, because area should be positive. Take a mod of this value, and half of that is the answer, right? Half of that is the answer for area of the triangle. So we can test it on some triangles, see if it works. So let's say 0 0 is one vertex and 4 0 is one, right? and let's say there is a point here. Let's say this is 2 comma 2, right? 2 comma 2. Okay, so clearly the height is 2, right?
Yeah.
And base is 4, correct? So
Correct.
area is half into 2 into 4 is 4. Now we'll check our formula, right? Now we'll check our formula. We know the area, so we'll check this. 0, 0, 2, 2, 4, 0, 0, 0, right? Multiply this and this 0 and 0 minus this and this and this. Only minus 8 is there, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 4.
Correct.
Everything else is gone, right?
Yeah.
So the formula works. So that will be a fast way to get the answer for area of a triangle. Now, if area of the
Right.
triangle, if the area of a triangle comes out to be 0,
The lines are coincident, right? The points are coincident.
the points are collinear.
Linear.
Turns out to be
Yeah,
0.
right.
The points are on a same straight line.
Correct.
Correct. Points are collinear if the area of the triangle turns out to be 0, right? So you can check that. If instead of points, lines are given, right? L1, L2, and L3, right? Line equations are given for the sides. Correct. So one way is to simply solve L1 intersection L2, L2 intersection L3, and L3 intersection L1, and use shoelace formula after that. Once you solve, you'll get the vertex, no? For the triangle.
Yeah.
You will get the vertices, no? Correct?
Yeah.
So after that, you can just simply solve. After that, you can simply find the area by the shoelace method. Correct?
Yes.
So that is
Sir,
one way.
can you give an example of the above condition? Like by the formulas of a line, we need to find the area of a triangle.
I mean, it's nothing.
Equations.
I mean, you just take the 2-3 lines and solve it to find the vertices. I mean, I will create an example, then it will be arbitrary, but I mean, it might not be real, but it is very simple. No, 3 lines are given. They will intersect. No, or 2 at a time. They will intersect at 3 points.
Yeah,
Right?
they will. They will.
Find the intersections. Those points area you have to find.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
In case lines are not forming a triangle, I think there is a shortcut for that area also. 1 second. Let me just check. So suppose you have one line a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0, a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. So then area can be obtained by solving it 2 at a time. These two, and these two. Finding the vertices and doing shoelace formula. Right? Or
yeah,
I think it is also this. Okay, I'm not sure about this. It is also this. We'll just check it once. Do you know how to evaluate determinants? No.
Yeah.
You know
We
how
did
to?
it. We did it for
I
cross
don't.
products.
I don't.
We did it when?
I mean, like we did it in Allen when we were doing cross product of vectors.
Yeah. Why don't you know it there? You didn't do it in Allen.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, they hadn't written it this way. Okay. No, I did it, but okay, yeah, I can do it now. I can do it.
Okay.
Like they hadn't written it this way. Yeah, it was something similar. Yeah, I guess I can do it.
If there is a, suppose let's take the same case that we took earlier. This line is basically y is equal to 0. Then there is a line y is equal to x, and then there is a line, this line is from 2 2 to 4 0. So what line will it be? Y minus 0 is equal to minus 2 by 2 x minus 4. So my equation will be y is equal to minus x plus 4. So x plus y is equal to 4 is the third line. So what are my three lines? This is y is equal to x, this is y is equal to 0, this is x plus y is equal to 4. Right? These are the three line equations for the same triangle that we had seen earlier, right?
Correct.
Now, if I want to find the area, I think it is this. I will just check it once. So all the line equations, write it in the standard form. So there is one equation, the other equation is this, the third equation is x plus y minus 4 is equal to 0. So each line equation, this is line 1, this is line 2, this is line 3. What are the coefficients of x and y and constant term? So first equation, coefficient of x is minus 1 and coefficient of y is 1, constant term is 0. Second equation, coefficient of x is 0, y is 1, constant term is 0. And third equation, 1, 1 and minus 4. This is my determinant. This is the determinant with the coefficients of each line, with coefficients of each term in all three lines.
Right.
So now this determinant value you can calculate by taking say minus 1 and then removing this row and this column and finding this, right? So I'll tell you how to get it. Minus 1 into minus 4 minus 0, right? And the sign keeps changing, plus minus plus, right? So this becomes minus 1 into, now this row and this column is excluded, 0 and 0, so this is 0, and plus 0 into, so that is also 0, 0 into whatever, this will be 0 only, because 0 into, right? I'm doing it along the first
Yeah,
row.
yeah.
So this will
Correct.
become 4, right? Right? This will become 4.
Yes.
Okay, so then half should not be there. Okay, half should not be there. 4 was the area that we had earlier got also.
Yeah.
Right? So basically, if the three lines are given, I think three lines are given, then directly you can get the answer. Area of a triangle will be A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, A3, B3, C3, determinant, and take the modulus sign to make it positive.
Okay, yeah. Got it.
That is the area of the triangle formed by the three lines. Sometimes this area could turn out to be 0. That means the lines are not forming a triangle. They might be parallel lines and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
By the three lines. If they are not giving any triangle, that it could be the case that two of the lines are parallel or something, right? Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. There is another way, by the way, to find the value of a determinant. I'll just tell you that A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Finding determinants, there is a rule called Saras's rule, which you should know, which is faster than your normal way. So Saras's rule to find determinant, to find the value of the determinant. Determinants and matrices is a separate chapter in math, so we'll do it later. But right now, just know this. Any determinant is basically you do there are two types of diagonals here. One diagonal is like this, and one diagonal is like this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now multiply this diagonal, right? So AEI is one term, okay? And along this diagonal, DH and one term. You have to construct three terms consisting of three elements, okay? So I will multiply D into H and this C to make it 3. And I will multiply B into F and G to make it 3. Okay. You are going along this southeast diagonals, right? So I am going to write three terms: AEI plus DHC plus BFG. Okay. AEI DH into C, because three terms I need. I don't need DH into BF. Okay. That is 4 terms. That is not the case. D into H into C, B into F into G. And then do the northeast diagonals. Northeast diagonals are these, right?
Right.
This and this and this and these two, right? So northeast diagonals are what?
Correct.
GEC plus HFA plus BDI, right? And you have to subtract this from this.
Oh,
that is the answer. Okay, so with a little practice, it will become super fast. 1, 2, 3, 1, 0, 5, 2, 4, 1, right? Like normal way is annoying. So this is much faster. Just do this. 0 plus 1 into 4 plus 3, 12, plus 2 into 2 into 5, 20, minus this is 0. 4 into 5 into 1, 20, minus 1 into 1 into 2.
2.
So answer is 10. Right? So what are we doing? We are multiplying this diagonal, this into this into these, and then subtracting this, this, and this, right? Now, if you calculate the same determinant by the regular method, let's check it whether it is same or not. 2, 4, 1, right? Regular method was 1 into, exclude this, 0 minus 20. So minus 20 minus 2 into 1 minus 10 minus 9 plus 3 into 4, right? So it becomes minus 20 plus 18 plus 12, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so answer is matching. But remember this Saras's rule, it is much faster than normal methods, at least for 3 cross 3. Right? 3 cross 3 determinants are the types that you will see most often.
Yeah.
Okay. So given 3 lines, the area of the triangle simply is the coefficients, right? Determinants of the coefficients. Given 3 points, we have shoelace formula. Given 3 points, P, Q, R, you have to do half of x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, x1, y1.
Yeah.
And then add these 3 and subtract these 3. Okay. So that is area of triangle. So that is one part finished. Now what is left is just one topic, which is pair of straight lines. But before that, have you guys tried any questions and all for this?
No, we just read through the booklet.
Yeah, we just read through the illustrations.
Okay. Are you understanding
the theory? Yeah, they're fine. Like it's understandable.
Okay. Okay. Uh, let's do some questions then, because I can do the theory, but it will be a lot. Uh, I mean, it will take me half an hour to finish the pair of straight lines theory, but we can do it. Maybe we'll just do it and then we'll do questions. Pair of straight lines. Okay. So basically, pair of straight lines is two straight lines combined. Basically, what the name says, it's a pair of straight lines, right? So what we want basically is a equation of one line multiplied by another equation of another line. This is the equation of a pair of straight lines. Clearly, this will represent two lines, no?
Yeah, it will.
Yeah.
Either this is 0 or this is 0. This is one line and this is the second line, right? Correct.
Yeah.
So if you try to form the equation of the pair of straight lines, right? If you write a general equation, what will happen here? When you multiply out, you will get a x square term, plus you will get a y square term, you will get a xy term, plus you will get a x term, plus you will get a y term and a constant term, right? See what type of terms will come if you multiply it out.
Yeah.
There will be x square, there will be y square, there will be xy, there will be just x and just y and constant term, right?
Yeah.
So
Correct.
this equation is called the standard equation. Standard equation of a, it's actually called a standard equation of a conic section. So pair of straight lines is a conic section. Pair of straight lines is a part of a general curve called this 2-degree equation in x and y, right? Basically what happens is this 2-degree equation in x and y can represent many things. It can represent pair of straight lines, it can represent circles or parabolas or hyperbolas, ellipses or hyperbolas, all 5 things, which is the subject of coordinate geometry. All 5 things can be represented by this equation. Okay, so actually coordinate geometry, the whole subject is a study of this equation. So you are basically going to study this one equation in different ways, and different curves will come in, and you will learn them separately, right? But you need to understand that actually it's just one equation, one 2-degree equation in x and y, right? Notice that the equation has degree 2, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
In some cases, in some special conditions, it will be a pair of straight lines. In some conditions, it will be a circle. In some cases, it will be parabola, ellipse, hyperbola. Okay. Notice here that if you multiply it out, it is definitely becoming like this, no? Don't worry about the a, b, 2h and 2g and 2f and c and all. That is just constant coefficients, right? So no matter
Yes.
what the numbers come, I can call them a, b, 2h, 2g, 2f, c, right?
Yeah.
The reason it is called 2h is because it simplifies something. You could have called it h also, right?
Mm.
It simplifies something in the derivation later. That's why they use it as 2h. But you can clearly see that this is fitting this equation, no? At least it will look like this. Pair of straight lines should look like this, right? Just
Yeah.
multiply the 2 line equations, you will get something like this, no?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, now you also know some basic stuff about circles. This is
Yeah.
a circle everyone can recognize, no?
Yeah.
So now see that also fits this equation. H is 0,
So
G is 0, F is 0, C is -4, A is equal to
-4.
B is equal to
minus
1.
4.
Yeah.
Right.
In some special condition, a circle also fits this equation, no?
Correct.
Similarly, if you look at a parabola, that also fits. This is a parabola. Everyone knows at least x is y square is equal to
Yeah.
x is a parabola, no?
Yeah.
This you have seen this type of
Yes.
curves, right? Basically,
Yeah.
y is equal to x square, so everyone has seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this parabola, this you
Yes.
see, it fits this equation. A is 1, B is 0,
0.
H is 0, G is 0, F is half
Half.
or minus half, whatever, and C is 0, right?
Yeah.
So basically, the whole subject is about studying this equation. Now, what we will do is we'll try to understand that this general equation, when can it represent a pair of straight lines? So I can right now write conditions when it is a pair of straight lines and when it is a circle and so on, right? So first of all, I will write the condition and then we'll derive it. The condition is del is equal to ABC plus 2FGH minus AF square minus BG square minus CH square is equal to 0. If this thing is equal to 0, it is a pair of straight lines. Okay. And if this thing is not equal to 0, it can be circle, parabola, ellipse, and hyperbola. Okay. Right now I'm just telling you the conditions. After that we'll derive it. So circle, if this thing is equal to 0, it will be a pair of straight lines. If this thing is not equal to 0, it can be any of these. And circle, how will you distinguish between them? You can distinguish between them also. So for circle, what has to happen is h is equal to 0 and a is equal to b. Basically, first this has to be satisfied, right? Then only it can be a circle. Then this also has to be true. For parabola, h square minus ab should be equal to 0. For hyperbola, ellipse and hyperbola, ellipse h square minus ab is less than 0. Hyperbola h square minus ab is greater than 0. This is the full set of conditions. Okay. So
Right. Okay.
we will, when we do the other chapters in coordinate, we will come to all of this. So anyway, this has to be done in the next 2 months only. So we will get to it. But right now, what we want to understand is when is it a pair of straight lines, right? Which the condition is saying is the del is 0. Okay. So now let's try to understand that. How will we derive it, right? This part we'll get back to later. I'm just telling you because it's important to know from the beginning only what you are doing. What you are doing in this whole subject is basically studying this and understanding what it means, right? That's all. Different chapters, you'll see different versions of the same equation. Okay. So if you open your SL coordinate geometry book, there will be a few chapters. Even after hyperbola chapter, there will be a few chapters on general conic. There will be some advanced chapters on 15, 16, 17 and all, where he will discuss this general equation. He will not do special equations of circles or hyperbolas or parabolas and all. He will do this general equation, which is what we will also learn. Okay. So right now I'll just get back to the pair of straight lines thing. So what do you think? How will you get a condition that this is a pair of straight lines, right? For it to be a pair of straight lines, it should be factorizable, like 2 lines should come out from it, no? 2 line equations should come out, correct?
Yes.
You understand? Like if you should be able to factorize this and get 2 equations which are linear in x and y, right? Only then they can be line
Correct.
equations, no? Line equations are always linear in x and y. This is a straight line and another straight line could be this. And the multiplication should be this, right? Correct.
Yeah.
But I mean, basically now the finding the condition that this expression is a pair of straight lines boils down to finding the condition that this can be factorized like this, right? So how would you do
Correct.
that ever? Like, how will you know a condition when something can be factorized into linear terms and all, right? So here we will use the theory that we have learned for quadratic equations. Okay, this is a quadratic in x and y, no? There are two quadratics inside it, right? It can be called as a quadratic in x also and a quadratic in y also, right?
Yeah.
So
Correct.
if you express it as a quadratic in x, in y, suppose by square plus y coordinate 2hx plus 2f plus constant term. This looks like now a quadratic in y.
Yes, it does.
Now, if this quadratic has real roots, right? If you solve this quadratic, you can solve it, no, simply. Y is equal to minus of plus minus
So we could have also factorized this equation in terms of x, right? We can also have formed a quadratic equation in x.
yeah, it's the same. I mean, quadratic in x will also eventually lead to the same condition. It doesn't matter. But this is definitely happening. Y should be equal to this, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
correct.
So y should be equal to this, and then if you notice, you can cancel some 4s and all, right? Like 4 will come here, and 4 can be taken common, and that will 2 will cancel, right? So equation will finally look like minus of hx plus f by b plus minus 1 by b root over hx plus f whole square minus b ax square plus 2gx plus c, right? Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now notice that two roots are coming first of all, and two roots are coming, and this part is already linear, no? This part is linear, there's no problem, right? There's no
Yeah.
powers and all, right? The only thing is that this
yes, it
part
is.
is ruining it. Like this should also be linear, right? Only then it will be a straight line, right?
Yeah.
Understand? If this turns out to be linear, right, then but after taking the square root, it should come out as a linear thing, right?
Yeah.
Because if the square root
Yes,
remains, then it will not be a line, no? If the square root is there, then the equation is a complicated thing. I don't even know what it is, right?
Correct.
So the square root should come
yeah,
out nicely. Like it should come out as a perfect square inside, no? If it's a perfect square inside, then outside when it comes, it will be linear, right? Because inside the degree is 2, right?
Yeah.
Degree of the polynomial inside is 2, no?
Yes.
So when you take root, if that root remains and it cannot be extracted out, right, then you are in a problem. Then it is not a straight line, right?
Mm.
Because your equation then looks like y is equal to something kx plus constant plus root of x square plus something something, right? That is clearly
Yeah.
not a straight line, right?
yeah,
But if my root inside part, this quadratic in x, right, has some lx plus my plus n whole square or something, it comes, right? If the quadratic becomes a perfect square, then the root cancels off, no?
Yeah.
Then it becomes a straight line, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
Then there are two linear terms
correct.
that are added, no? Then it is clearly two straight lines will come then,
Yeah.
right? Two straight lines will come because plus
Yeah,
minus sign will change the equation. right? So the condition for it to be a pair of straight lines is the thing inside the quadratic should be a perfect square, right?
Yeah.
The thing inside the
Correct.
root should be a perfect square. So the thing inside the root, if you look at it, it is h square minus ab x square plus 2hxf, so plus 2hf minus 2bg into x plus f square minus bc, right? This is the quadratic, no?
Yeah.
Hmm.
This is what is present inside the root, right? Now, for it to be a perfect square, I need to be able to write it as some p square x square plus 2pq x plus q square, right? Then only I can write it as px plus q whole square, right?
Correct.
Right? So p square
Yeah.
should take the value of this, q square should take the value of this, and 2pq should be this, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So e is coming as root over h square minus ab, q is coming as root over f square minus bc, and the product of them, root over h square minus ab into root over f square minus bc, should be equal to pq, right? So hf minus bg, 2pq is this, so 2 cancels.
Yeah.
Yes.
I am writing the condition that it can be written like this, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
So now I square it and I multiply, so it becomes h square f square minus h square bc minus ab f square plus ab square c is equal to h square f square plus b square g square minus 2hfbg, right?
Yeah.
H square f square gets cancelled, right? Now notice that there is a b term in every term remaining, see? So that b term will get cancelled now, right? So
Yeah.
minus ch square minus af square plus abc is equal to bg square minus 2hgf, right?
Yeah.
So earlier,
Yeah.
remember, I had written abc plus 2fgh minus af square minus bg square minus ch square is equal to 0. Earlier, I
Yeah.
had written this as delta. See, this is
Yeah.
the condition. See,
Hmm.
you understand?
Yeah.
So
Right.
in the standard equation was this: dy square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0. In the standard equation, if we have abc plus 2fgh minus af square minus bg square minus ch square is equal to 0, then this can be written as, this can be factorized as two straight lines. So lines could be something multiplied by a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0, right? Then it can be factorized as two straight lines. How will you find the two straight lines? Then just solve the equation, it will come. If this part is 0, then the root part will become a perfect square, right?
Correct.
And you
Yeah.
have to just
Yeah.
solve the equation for y, right? Like use your quadratic equations, just frame it as a quadratic in y or in x, whatever you want, plus y into 2hx plus 2f plus ax square plus 2gx plus c is equal to 0, and just solve for y,
Hmm.
right? When you solve for y, the root part will automatically get handled as a perfect square, so it will come out as a linear thing, right?
Right.
So in a real question, the numbers will be given, right? In a real question, the numbers will be given, and you can first check this, check whether this del is 0 or not. If it is 0, then you will be able to solve that quadratic and get the actual two straight lines, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Now, how will you remember this is the
Correct.
thing, right? How will you remember this condition, right? So this condition can be framed in terms of a determinant. So A, H, G, G, F, C. Oh, wait, 1 second. A, H, G, H, B, F, G, H, C. Okay. I think this is correct. Let's just verify this. So now use Saras's rule to evaluate it. See, ABC plus HHG, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I have made a
Yeah.
mistake. This is not H.
It's not H.
This is F.
That should be
This one.
F, right?
The lower one
Yeah,
is
that
F.
should be F.
Yeah.
It is symmetric and nice. So 1 second. This is F. So see, it is symmetric in the sense AHG, AHG. See, HBF, HBF, GFC, GFC.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you do the determinant. I will do southwest, southeast diagonals. ABC plus HFG, HFG plus HFG minus BG square minus F square into A minus AF square minus CH square. This is the condition. Okay.
Yeah, correct.
Oh, so you can remember this as a determinant. The determinant is AHG, HBF, GFC. And the key thing to notice is first row is same as first column, second row is same as second column, third row is same as third column. This is called a symmetric determinant. Okay. That comes. So you will get a pair of straight lines now, right?
Correct.
Okay. So pair of straight lines, how we have derived the condition we know. Now pair of straight lines, what we want to find out is some basic things about pair of straight lines. What about if both of them pass through the origin? Both of the lines pass through the origin, right? The origin. Okay. So if lines pass through the origin, then the equation will be y is equal to m1x and y is equal to m2x, right? Right?
Yeah.
So the
Correct.
equation can be written as y minus m1x multiplied by y minus m2x is equal to 0. This is a pair of straight lines passing through the origin. So this becomes y square minus m1 plus m2 xy plus m1 m2 x square is equal to 0. Right? Now we look at the
Yes.
standard equation ax square plus 2 ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0, right? This is my standard equation. So what you will notice is in the standard equation, these three terms will not come if the straight lines pass through origin. Right? See here the equation came having only y square term, an xy term, and x square term, no?
Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
Clearly this should be the equation, no?
Yeah.
So it will not have any x term or y term or constant term, right? So basically what has to happen is g is equal to f is equal to c is equal to 0, right? Correct? So the main equation becomes, the standard equation becomes this for a pair of straight lines passing through the origin, right?
Yeah.
This is the standard equation of pair of straight lines passing through the origin. Now here, what you can see is that if you compare the terms, right? So let's see, m1 m2 x square minus m1 plus m2 xy and plus y square, right? Correct?
Yeah.
If you compare the terms, you will get relations a by m1 m2 is equal to 2h by minus m1 plus m2 is equal to b by 1, right? This should represent the same equation, no? Like in the standard equation, if you compare, you'll get this, right?
Yeah.
So this gives us two relations, m1 m2 is equal to a by b and m1 plus m2, right? Minus is in bracket, m1 plus m2 is equal to minus 2h by b. Okay, m1 m2 is a by b, m1 plus m2 is minus 2h by b. Correct? Are you understanding what we are doing? We are saying that for a pair of straight lines passing through the origin, right? If this is the standard equation, right? Then the slopes of those straight lines must satisfy these two conditions, right?
Yeah.
How did we get these two conditions? Why should it satisfy? Because any line passing through the origin will be y is equal to m1x and this will be y is equal to m2x, right? So if you find the product of these equations, then that should be the same as the given equation, no?
Yeah.
Right? That should be the same as the given equation.
Yeah.
So because this equation has to be identical with this product, then you have to have the condition m1 plus m2 is equal to minus 2h by b and m1 m2 is equal to a by b. This has to be true for a pair of straight lines passing through the origin, right?
Yeah.
So now
Yes.
angle between the two straight lines. So now you know slopes of the straight lines. You can quickly find the slopes, no? Now, if you have given the equation, now you can find this value and all, and you can find m1 and m2, right?
Yeah. Yes, we
So,
can.
so angle between the straight lines becomes tan theta is equal to m2 minus m1 by 1 plus m1 m2, right?
M1, M2. Right.
Right. So this becomes m2 minus m1 is root over m1 plus m2 whole square, so 4h square by b square minus 4a by b, right, divided by 1 plus m1 m2 is a by b, right? Correct? So this becomes
Correct.
root over 4h square minus 4ab by b divided by a plus b by b, and b cancels. This becomes 2 times root over h square minus ab by a plus b, right? So basically this condition is there, and also angle between the lines, there is a formula which is 2 times root over h square minus ab by a plus b, right? The formula comes from just doing normal angle between two straight lines, how to do it, right? We are just doing m2 minus m1 by 1 plus m1 m2, right?
Yes.
Now you can say multiple things from here. You can say the two straight lines are parallel if h square minus ab is 0, right? If h square minus ab is 0, then the two straight lines will be identical, no, something like the same line, no?
Yeah, they. Yes.
Actually angle will be 0, so it will be the same line, right? What will happen if h square is equal to ab is that this becomes a perfect square, no? See, h square is equal to ab, so it becomes ax square plus
Tan theta is 0.
2abxy plus by square, right? So it is root a x plus root b y whole square, right? I think.
Correct.
Or wait, that only, no?
Yeah.
2 root a root b should come, no? Then h square is equal to a. Oh, ha, so
Yeah.
this is root ab only. H is equal to root ab, no? Correct. Right?
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
this becomes just one line repeated 2 times. No, this is the same line equation, right?
Correct.
So that is one case. The other case is if a plus b is equal to 0, right? A plus b is equal to 0, then the angle between the two straight lines is infinity, or that theta is 90 degree, right? Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
so the condition for a pair of straight lines to be a pair of perpendicular straight lines is that a and b have to be negative of each other, right? So equation should be somewhat like this: x square minus 2xy plus y square, right? No,
Yeah.
not plus y square, it should be minus y square,
Minus.
then only, right?
Yeah.
Then only it will be a pair of straight lines which are perpendicular to each other, right? So far, for this equation ax square plus 2hxy plus by square, this equation represents pair of straight lines passing through the origin. We have figured out these things: m1 m2 is equal to a by b, slopes of the two lines. M1 plus m2 is equal to minus 2h by b. Tan theta, angle between the two straight lines, is 2 times root h square minus ab by a plus b. If a plus b is 0, lines are perpendicular, right? These are the things we have figured out,
Correct.
no?
Yeah.
Now, in case it was a big straight line, the general equation, right? It was not passing through the origin. This was the general equation, right? In case it was this general equation, then these conditions will not work now, okay? But what still works is this: tan theta is still equal to this. Still works. Angle between the two straight lines will still be equal to this, okay? Now obviously we can verify it. Remember, I mean, verification will be slightly annoying, but we can do it, okay? So we can set it up nicely and check it once, right? So let's say one straight line was 45-degree line, right? Correct. Y is equal to x, right? And another straight line was this line, y is equal to 2, right? Correct. Clearly angle between them is 45-degree, and both the
Yeah.
lines are not passing through the origin. Okay, I can make this like this also, x plus 1. So it is also not passing through the origin, right? None of the lines are passing through the origin now, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So equation of the pair of straight lines should be y minus x minus 1 into y minus 2 is equal to 0. This is one line, this is the second line. So equation becomes y square minus xy minus y minus 2y plus 2x plus 2 is equal to 0, right? So this equation becomes y square minus xy minus 3y plus 2x plus 2 is equal to 0, right? So a is equal to ax square, a is equal to 0, b is equal to 1, 2h is equal to minus 1, so h is equal to minus half, 2g is equal to 2, so g is equal to 1, 2f is equal to minus 3, so f is equal to minus 3 by 2, and c is equal to 2, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Correct.
So now let's just check our formula. Tan theta should be equal to 2 times root over h square minus ab by a plus b, right? Let's just check. H square is what? 1 by 4 minus ab is 0 by a plus b is 1, right? So see, it is 1, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So even when the equation was not passing through the origin, right? Even then the formula is working, right? For a specific case, right? Correct.
Yes.
So earlier, if it was a simple ax square plus by square plus 2hxy is equal to 0, right? That was obvious, like why the formula was working, right? Because we got these values, no? These slopes should be this, right? So formula had come from there only, right?
Yeah.
Angle between the straight lines formula had come by just doing m2 minus m1 by 1 plus m2 and m2, right? In
Yeah.
this case, it is not necessary that it should have worked, right? Because actually to find slope and all, you will have to solve that quadratic and all, right?
Right.
Y square into b plus y into 2hx plus 2g plus ax square plus 2gx. No, 2g nahi, 2f here. 2hx plus 2f plus ax square plus 2gx plus c. This quadratic, if you solve, you got something like minus hx minus f by b plus minus root over something, no? You got
Yeah.
hx plus f whole square minus ax square plus 2gx plus c, right? And because it was a straight line, this will factorize out nicely, right?
Yeah.
You understand? Because delta was 0, right?
Correct.
This h square minus ab and all x square plus something plus constant term was f square minus c, right? F square minus c, okay? Correct, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So there was a middle term also, but actually it turned out that that was equal to, this was p square, this was q square, right? So px plus q whole square was the thing, no?
Yeah.
So we got plus minus p is root over h square minus abx plus q is root over f square minus c, no? Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y is equal to coming out to be like this, right? So notice that slope of this line, right? These are two lines, by the way, right? Correct. So I will
Correct.
just rub off some stuff on top, so I'll get space here. These are two lines. So slope will be what? Slope of the lines will be m1 is what? See, m1 is minus h by b plus root over h square minus ab, and m2 is minus h by b minus root over h square minus ab.
Yeah.
You notice no, only x term matters, no other terms don't matter in slope, right?
Right.
Correct.
Right. So by the way, this is also by b.
Yeah.
There's a by b, no, everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So now clearly m1 plus m2 is what?
Minus 2h by b.
And m1 into m2 is what?
H
Multiply
square
it.
by b square minus h square minus ab by b. So yeah, it comes out 1 second.
Hmm.
Yeah, it comes out to be a by b.
Okay, so actually these conditions are also satisfied
Yeah.
Right.
for the
Right.
general
Right.
equation also. Okay.
Okay.
for the general equation also these two conditions are satisfied, so therefore formula of angle between straight lines will still be valid, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Correct. So we have done the derivation quickly and seen, right? So this is pair of straight lines. This is the theory, pair of straight lines. There is one more item, which is one more thing that is generally mentioned in books, which is equation of bisector of pair of straight lines. Bisector of pair of straight lines. Suppose your pair of straight lines was this, ax square plus dy square plus 2hxy is equal to 0, right? This is a pair of straight lines from the origin. An equation of bisectors can be written as x square minus y square by AB is equal to xy by h. This is a pair of straight lines which are bisectors. Pair of bisectors this is. Notice that coefficients of x square and y square are 1 and minus 1. So a plus b is 0. So bisectors must have been perpendicular to each other, no?
Yes.
Which should be the case, no?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you want to write equation of these two lines, this line and this line together, that comes out to be this. Now this I will leave for you to verify. I mean, once you have this equation, you can write your y is equal to m1x and y is equal to m2x, right? And actually take bisectors by the regular method, right?
Correct.
Correct.
You can take the bisector of these two straight lines, right? And you'll get plus minus 2 equations, right? And it will turn out to be this. If you multiply those two equations, it will turn out to be this. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is not so important, but the other theory that we have done so far is important.
Hmm.
So this is the theory. There is, I think, homogenization or something will be left. Homogenization. So, okay. Homogenization, I think you should do an example, then you will understand. One second. Okay, I will just explain it. This is the last part. By the way, this is 3 chapters in your SL learning. Homogenization of
Yeah.
curves and line. So, suppose you have a curve, okay? I don't know what this curve is, and a line cuts it at 2 points, P and Q, and origin is somewhere here, right? And
Yeah.
this is origin, and suppose you want to find the equation of pair of straight lines from the origin through the points P and Q. You understand? You want to find equation of pair OP and OQ, right?
Yeah.
And your line equation is given. Line is given as ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. And curve equation is also given. Curve equation is a1 x square plus 2 h1 xy plus b1 y square plus 2 g1 x plus 2 f1 y plus c1 is equal to 0. See, why have I written the curve like this? Because all the normal curves that you will encounter will always fit that standard equation. Basically, the curves could be circles, parabolas, ellipses, hyperbolas, anything, right?
Yeah.
And it will always fit that equation, the long equation, which is the general equation of a 2-degree curve. So suppose curve is like this and line is like this, right? Now, if I have to find equation of a pair of lines, this is origin, from origin to P and Q, right? Then what is the general strategy that you would do? First common sense thing would be to find P and find Q, no?
Yeah.
If you can find P and Q, right, then you can write line equation of OP and OQ and multiply them, right? And you'll get the pair equation, correct?
Yeah.
What homogenization does is avoids this step. Homogenization avoids this step, finding P and Q. So finding P and Q can be slightly annoying, by the way, right? Because you have to solve this line with the curve, right?
Yeah.
You understand? How will you,
Yes.
like,
Yes.
you will have to solve for point of intersection of line and curve, no? It will be slightly annoying. I mean, quite annoying it could be, right?
Correct.
Because it could be cubic or something will come, some weird thing could come, right? Actually, it will never be cubic, but it will be a bad quadratic. Many terms are there, right? You understand? You can put y is equal to in place of x, no? You'll get a quadratic in x in the second equation, right?
Yeah.
If I wanted to solve it, I would have done by is equal to minus ax minus c, y is equal to minus ax minus c by b, and I'll use this value and put it in this, right? If I put it in this for y everywhere, right, you will get only x's ka equation, right? And that has to be a quadratic. See,
Correct.
highest power is 2, right?
Correct.
So it will have two roots, p and q. So you will end up finding the x coordinates, xp and xq, right? And xp and xq are known, then y coordinates are known, right? Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it could be an annoying process. So what, and because first you will have to find p and q, then you will have to write line equation here and line equation here, and then multiply to get the pair, right?
Yeah.
To multiply to get the pair of straight lines equation. But now what we will do is we will avoid that process. We'll avoid that finding process and just directly get the equation of pair of straight lines through p and q. How can we directly get it? That is the thing. P and q. Okay, this is origin. Okay, the curve equation is given as, let's take this one as ax square plus 2hxy plus by square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c is equal to 0. Line equation as a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0, right? Okay,
Yeah.
job is still the same. Find the equation of pair of lines OP and OQ. Okay, now now how do we do this now? Now notice that we know some theory. We know some theory that always, if you want to find pair of straight lines passing through the origin, right? Then the equation turns out to be like this, no? It doesn't have any other term, right?
Yes.
We have seen that earlier, that it doesn't have x term, y term, and c term, right?
Correct. Correct.
It always turns out to be like this. So what is special about this? The special part about this is that each term has degree 2. Right?
Yeah.
Each term has degree 2. That type of an equation is called a homogeneous equation. When each term has same degree, right? The general standard equation is not homogeneous, by the way. Some terms have degree 2, but some terms have degree 1, and one term is constant, right? Correct? This is a
Yes.
non-homogeneous equation, and this is a homogeneous equation, right? So if I want to find, finally I want to find equation of line pair like this, it should become homogeneous, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it should.
That final answer should be homogeneous equation, no?
Yeah.
So the technique basically is use this curve equation, right, and this line equation, and get a homogeneous equation in 2 degree. Okay, if you are using the information of line and curve, then that will ensure that P and Q will lie on it, no? See, generally solving it would have been using this to solve it, no?
Yeah.
Finding
Yeah,
point
yeah,
P
yeah,
and
yeah.
Q would have meant that you would have just solved this and this, no? The only thing
Correct.
known to you are this equation and this equation. So if I'm using them to create a homogeneous 2 degree equation, right, then I'm already utilizing the fact that P and Q should be the point of intersection and all, no?
Yeah.
So that homogeneous equation should be that line pair equation, this equation, because nothing else can be a homogeneous equation. It has to be straight lines passing through origin, right?
Yeah.
So and it has to pass through P and Q, no, because you are intersecting this and curve and this line, right? So how do I use this equation to make this homogeneous, right? That is the question. So that is super easy. What you do is a1x plus b1y is equal to minus c1, and you divide by minus c1. So a1x plus b1y by minus c1 is equal to 1, right? Right. Now what I do
Yeah.
is look at this curve now. This is the information that we'll keep using from the line, and we'll use it in this curve. How? Look at all the 2 degree terms. Those terms are fine. You don't have to do anything to them. Finally, I need a 2 degree homogeneous curve, no?
Yeah.
These terms are fine. All the non 2 degree terms, right? 2gx plus 2fy. These are 1 degree terms. So I'll multiply with a 1 degree thing. This is degree 1, see? I
Yeah.
will multiply it with 1. 1 but written like this.
Oh, okay.
This is 1 only, no? This doesn't change the equation, right?
Yes, it doesn't.
Yeah.
But it makes it a 2 degree. Every term will come now 2 degree, right?
Yeah.
Correct. And the constant term was C. I have to make this also 2 degrees. So I'll do
Square.
Okay. This has not changed the equation anything, but what it has done is made the equation look like a 2 degree equation, right? Every term is 2 degree now, right?
Yeah.
And this has used the fact that the line cuts the curve, right? Because you're
Correct.
using the line equation only to homogenize it, no? Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what will turn out now will be the equation of line pair, OP and OQ. Okay. If you simplify it and all, you will get the OP OQ equation. This is the equation. What you have done is you have homogenized, right? Homogenized the curve using the line. Correct.
Yeah.
So let's
Correct.
see an example. Let's see an example, slightly simple example. Let's see, we have a circle here, right? Circle here, x square plus circle is a center at 1 comma 1. So x minus 1 whole square plus y minus 1 whole square, and radius is something. Let's say 1 second. The center is at 2 comma 2, radius is at 1. Radius is 1. Okay. This is the equation of circle. This everyone understands why I have written it like this. This is distance
Yeah,
formula.
yeah, yeah.
This is 2 comma 2 center, and radius is 1, right? And let's say we are homogenizing this equation, right? So let's say there is a line which cuts it somewhere, right? So make a nice line. X plus y is equal to 4 will pass through the center, right? Correct.
Yes, it will.
X plus y is equal to 4 will pass through the center. So this is a nice line. And I mean, still solving it might be a little bit of a pain, but okay. We have to solve it to confirm our thing, right? You understand? if I want to
Yeah.
confirm that my equation that I get is correct, I have to find P and Q at least, right? Correct.
Yeah.
So this is x square plus y square minus 4x minus 4y plus 4 plus 4 plus 8 minus 1. So plus 7 is equal to 0, right? Correct. And
Yeah.
put y is equal to 4 minus x in this. Put y is equal to 4 minus x in this. So it becomes x square plus 16 plus x square minus 8x minus 4x minus 4 into 4 minus 16 plus 4x, right? Plus 7 is equal to 0, right?
Yeah.
16 cancels, 4x cancels. So you have 2x square minus 8x plus 7 is equal to 0, right?
Hmm.
So x is becoming 8 plus minus 64 minus 2 in minus 4 into 2, 8, 56. 64 minus 56, no? So
Yeah.
8, right? By
Yeah.
2 into 2, right? So this becomes 4. So 8 plus minus 2 root 2 by 4, which becomes 4 plus minus root 2 by 2, right? So
Yeah.
2 plus minus 1 by root 2, right? Correct.
Yes.
These are the two x values. Let's find our y value for each. So y should be 4 minus 2 plus minus 1 by root 2, right? So y should be 2 minus plus 1 by root 2, right? These are the x and y values, no? When it is plus here, it is minus there, right? When it is minus here, it will be plus that side, right?
Correct.
You understand?
Yeah.
P and Q. So OP equation will become slope of OP will be when you take x is smaller one, right? That will be P. So OP is 2 minus 1 by root 2 comma 2 plus 1 by root 2. So slope is what? Y this minus 0 by this. So basically it is 2 plus 1 by root 2 by 2 minus 1 by root 2, right?
Yeah.
Correct. This is my y is equal to mx, right? Correct.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
OQ will be the opposite. 2 minus 1 by root 2 by 2 plus 1 by root 2 into x, right? This is OP and OQ, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Correct. So, okay, this is my information. Just write it down in your notebook so that you don't forget. I will have to rub it off, right? So
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
write
Just
down your OP and OQ, right? Now we'll do it by homogenization. Okay.
yes. Just a minute.
Hmm.
Yeah. I copied it.
Okay. Okay. So now the same thing we'll do by homogenization. So x minus 2 whole square plus y minus 2 whole square is equal to 1 and x plus y is equal to 4. Okay. My equation is x minus 2 whole square plus y minus 2 whole square is equal to 1 and this is x plus y is equal to 4, right? Okay. So now this equation became x square plus y square minus 4x minus 4y plus 8 minus plus 7 is equal to 0, right? So I will use the fact that x plus y by 4 is equal to 1, right? To homogenize it, right? So I will
Yeah.
get x square plus y square. I don't have to do anything. Minus 4 times x plus y common and then multiply it by x plus y by 4. Okay. Plus 7 times x plus y by 4 whole square, right?
Yeah.
I have made everything 2 degree, right?
Yeah.
So this becomes x square plus y square minus x plus y whole square plus 7 by 4 x plus y whole square is equal to 0, right? Correct. So this becomes, this
Yeah.
term will become minus 2xy plus 7 by 4 x square plus 7 by 4 x square y square plus 7 by 4 into 2 into xy, right?
Yeah.
So I will get, what will be left will be 3 by 4, no? 3 by 4 into 2xy, right?
Yeah.
7 by 4 x square plus 7 by 4 y square plus 3 by 4 into 2xy, right?
Yeah.
So 4, 4, 4 gone. So it becomes 7x square plus 7y square plus 6xy, right? Is equal to 0, right?
Yeah.
Correct. So m1 plus m2
Yeah.
for my equation is coming out to be what? M1 plus m2 was minus 2h by b, right?
Yeah.
Minus 2h by b. So that is 2h is this. So minus 6 by b. B is 7, right?
Minus 12.
Why? 2hxy is this only.
Sorry. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
M1, M2 is what? A by B, right? Is 1. Now notice our slopes earlier. M1, M2 was 1, no? They were reciprocal of each other.
Correct.
From
Yeah.
what you had copied, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do M1 plus M2 from what you have copied.
2 plus 1 by.
Just do that calculation.
Yeah.
Plus M2 equal to.
What is it coming?
Minus 6 by 7 itself.
It is coming, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming minus 6 or 7.
Okay. So this is much faster, by the way, right?
Yeah.
That would have been annoying. That I was trying to take easy values, still it was so bad, right? Finding P and Q and all, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
You understand? So given any curve, 2-degree curve and a line, right? If you want to find pair of straight lines joining this, right? From the origin, right?
Yeah.
Pair of straight lines from the origin. That is important because only for the origin you have a homogeneous equation, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
If it was not the origin, then it would not have been a homogeneous equation. Then this whole technique doesn't work. Okay. The
Yeah.
technique is saying that take the curve equation, which can be a big non-homogeneous equation, right?
Yeah.
And take the line equation and homogenize the curve.
Correct. Yeah.
Line equation will be some linear thing, and use 1 from here by doing ax plus by by minus c is equal to 1, and use that 1 here to homogenize it, right? As soon as you homogenize it, the equation that comes should be this, because you are using the information of intersecting the line and the curve, so these points must be on it, right?
Yeah.
You understood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the homogenization method. You will see examples in your book, in your Allen book also, and in the motion sheets also. Now you can try the examples properly.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you look
Okay.
at it, example 19, or not 19, example 20, for example, in your theory book, right, is
Yeah.
an
1
example
second.
of the homogenization question.
The chord one.
The chord this of the curve this subtends a right angle at the origin, right? So chord and a curve and right angle at the origin, so they're meeting at the origin, the endpoints, right? So if I draw a figure, there is some curve, right? And there is a chord on the curve, right? And it is subtending right angle at the
90 degrees.
here there is 90 degree at the origin, right? Correct. So
Yeah.
chord equation is given, chord equation, and curve equation is also given, right? Correct. So if you
Correct.
homogenize the curve equation with the chord equation, you should get the equation of pair of straight lines, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And pair of straight lines, if the angle between them is 90, you know it has to be a plus b is equal to 0.
Yeah.
You understand? A plus b
Yeah.
is equal to 0, then only angle between them is 90, right? correct?
Yes. Yes.
So if you homogenize the equation, you will get an equation in terms of P and something, right? And then you put the condition A plus B is 0 for 90 degree, right?
Yeah.
Get the value of P. So that is what he has done. See, first he is saying homogenizing the equation of the curve. He has homogenized it, right? Then he gets this big looking equation, right? But it doesn't matter. You don't have to simplify it. You only have to do the A plus B is equal to 0, right?
Yeah.
Coefficient of x square and coefficient of y square should be adding up to 0.
Correct. Correct.
So you get a quadratic in P and you solve it and you find the value of P, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What you should now do is, okay, so now theory of straight lines is done. Straight lines theory is done. Pair of straight lines is also done. So there are multiple options for you. Now what you can do is, first you should definitely do exercise 1 and exercise 2. Okay.
Mm.
Exercise 1 and exercise 2 is compulsory. After that, you can look at SL only maybe, or you can actually SL only we can skip for now. I will tell you which exercise has to be done. You should just do exercise 1, exercise 2, exercise 3, and so on. Practice
motion
from
book.
the motion books only.
Okay.
Okay, we can do that.
These two at least is homework for next week. We'll discuss questions. Like next week's class will be about questions on this. Maybe next week and next to next week also.
Okay.
Next week will be what? 28th, huh? 28th of August. Okay. So maybe, yeah, next week and next to next 2 weeks we can take, but we want to solve as many questions as possible. Okay. So if we are taking 2 weeks, then you are supposed to do a lot of work. Make sure you practice a lot. I want the motion sheets to be finished in 2 weeks. Okay. Apart from
Yeah,
your
okay.
whatever preparation for Alan and all you're doing, because, or we can do it just next week and we'll start with the circles part after that. It's up to you guys. If you guys want to work a little more and practice some more, then it's up to you. Do it for this week and we'll see next week what is the situation.
Yeah.
Okay. Exercise 1 and exercise 2 at least, right?
Yeah.
Try these questions. Whatever doubts are there, we'll discuss in the next class, and hopefully it should be fine. There will be nothing theoretically that is left. You just have to practice. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. What is your schedule for tomorrow and day after? What are the times that you are free?
Tomorrow we have class from 4 to 8, and on Saturday we have class from 9 to 12.
Tomorrow is
I guess.
Saturday too.
And then Sunday 9 to 12. Tomorrow 4 to 8.
Tomorrow 4 to 8 in the evening. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so tomorrow is not possible then. Then we'll do it on Sunday then, one class. 9 to
Yeah.
12. After that you're free. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so Sunday
Yeah.
we'll do a class. We'll do physics, and chemistry will be on Monday or Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. That's it for now then.
Yeah.
Keep
Okay.
practicing.
Thank-
Okay. Practice definitely this thing. This is very important chapter. It will be used everywhere. Okay. So the
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
questions you do, the better it will be when finally Alan reaches this place.
Mhm.
Right? So
Yeah.
Alan will reach this place in 1 month or so. What are they doing right now?
Trigonometry, and after
They're
that
doing
they have to do
trigonometry.
this.
They are doing. They have started properties of triangles or still in the basic
No,
trigonometry?
trigonometry,
haven't
then
reached it.
properties of triangles, then I guess you have this chapter.
Okay. Okay. So 1.5, 2 months. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Practice it right away, so you will be fine with it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it for today then.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you,
Bye.
sir. Bye.